when you started on Facebook. You say that you were writing just a few chapters and you didn't even think people would be interested in your work. But you're like, let me put this out because one of your, like I said, colleagues in the industry or like mentor, Ututu, of the Shomu series, that's how she started as well. Because I know it was quite a phenomenon around like 2015, 2016, those PDF novels
Yes.
and the Facebook stories. It was actually
Yes.
quite a thing. And that's where you come from as well.
Yeah.
That's where you started.
Yeah.
And when you started this, you didn't think that it would go off like this.
Uh, I didn't even imagine because, okay, so I'm in varsity. Mom said, you are going to study finance because what are you talking about when you say you want to write for a living? Does it bring money? Who do you know? You know, so I didn't know anyone.
Now
Yes.
that I'm thinking about it, that's like our little own Bridgerton.
It is. And then that's how I always say with my husband, I'm like, you know what? This is Bridgerton actually. You know? It is, yeah.
I mean, speaking of Bridgerton, I think the Royal Mistress installment to me would be better fitted as an adaptation. I mean, you write beautiful books in general, and I noticed that you also actually do like installments. Usually, your books are not standalones, but you
Yes.
have installments. But with the Royal Mistress, with its success and the way it's set up, it would be great for an adaptation, whether television series or a film. Is that something that you've thought about?
Oh, definitely. I think from the beginning of it, because I told you I have written 22 years ago, I said I'm a producer,
Yes,
you
yes.
know. So it is TV also, it's at the back of my head, right? But adaptation as well of the books, definitely. And from the beginning as well, everyone will ask me, so is this going to be a movie? And I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, you know, God willingly, yes.
How important is representation? Because when we speak about the vendor people, there's a lot of marginalized groups in South Africa, and when it comes to representation, the vendor speaking people are under that category of
Yes.
underrepresentation. And I think when it comes to entertainment, television, film, and entertainment, we haven't had something as significant as Mubango. Even with Mubango, at some point it became a little bit
Yeah.
diluted, right?
Yes.
How important is it for you as a vendor person, as a vendor speaking person, is representation?
Yeah, I know it is. It is very important. That's why I do it with my books. And I think whenever I try to think of a book and then I don't bring vendors, I'm like, matter why, you know?
And it's not authentic to you,
Yes,
basically. Yeah.
yes. I try, obviously, because I'm not only writing for vendor people, but I just want everyone to know how we live, about my people, you know? I'm like, hey, guys, we're here, you know?
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Tuli, and welcome to another episode of What's Art. And in studio today, I have Takalani Machete. Did I say that well?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, but you're also going by the name.
Muchinyani.
Oh, but that's your maiden name.
Yes.
And
What
this one is?
it is my husband's. Machete
Okay.
is my husband's, and then Muchinyani is my maiden.
Okay.
And then yeah, so Takalani M is good. So
Takalani
it's in the
M fits
middle
very
somewhere.
well, right? Because I was gonna say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you probably go by Takalani M. But
Yeah.
I see what you did there. That was very smart.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, whichever one works.
I love it. Adaptable, agile. How are you?
I'm good. How
Yeah?
are you, Tuli?
I'm good, thank you.
good.
So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So, you write beautiful fiction. I'm a fan of fiction, by the way. I always tell people that are close to me that I read books, but the only books that I read are fiction and history. I'm sorry to the self-help people, but I'm not into that. I love facts when it comes to history, but I also like an imaginary world.
Yes.
And you do that so well.
Oh, thank you. Me and you are the same. I also love reading fiction and fiction only. At least you've got history on the side.
Yeah.
With me, it is only fiction. And then if I could pick, I would pick romance any day, every day.
And you
Yeah.
said not so long ago that you ventured into reading crime and you might be, who knows, inspired to do crime as well. But you're a romance girl through and through.
I am. And I think I challenged myself with there's a series called the Heart series. It is romance, but then there's crime, a lot of crime, detective work, and things like that. So I think with that series, I kind of challenged myself to come out of my shell. But obviously, there's going to be love inside.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like when you make a song, sometimes a song could be both maybe hip hop and R&B or this and that. So there are some genres that blend in nicely
Yes.
together. So it doesn't have to be like uniform,
Exactly.
like one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. So for me, subplot will always be romance. I can try
course.
anything else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's your comfort. And
Exactly.
your audience knows you and
Yeah.
you know them too, and that's what you're providing to them. They know, okay,
Yeah.
with Takalani,
You
we are
know.
getting romance. There might be a lot of like trauma, psychological
Yes.
things there, but
At the end of the
heart
day,
of it, it's romance.
you're gonna fall in love.
Yeah, so let's take it back a bit, right? So with your novels, you paint a beautiful picture, even though sometimes it is fictional, but you paint a beautiful picture of Venda. When I say sometimes it's fictional, I'm saying you've created some sort of world sometimes for Venda, because you did say that you didn't want to misrepresent the royals because you don't want them coming for you when
Exactly.
it comes to certain rules. So you're like, let me create this little world, but it's still in Venda. But Venda is an actual place in South Africa, in Limpopo, right? And you paint such a beautiful picture of it, right? We get a glimpse of it for us that have never been there. And you grew up in Venda, you are Venda. Just take me back to Venda. How was it like growing up there?
I love Venda. And I always say I will always bring a piece of Venda with me
Yes.
in my readings as well. That's why you picked it up. I love it there because I lived almost all my life until I started varsity. My mom is from a rural area. It's a village called Chilafene. And then on my dad's family, he's from a village called Dutuni. So, and then we stay in, it's a township kinda. Like it's not different from the
Not that
townships that I
remote.
see when I come this side, when I came this side, in Gauteng. So school holidays, I visit my grannies, I visit my aunts, and then I loved it there more than I loved at home.
Okay.
Because when you're there, you're gonna go collect water at the stream. You're gonna go take a bath at the river, and that life like was so fascinating for me. And even though I come from a township, I kind of loved it there. It was so green. It was this life,
Just
man. Like
wholesome.
seeing the kettles walking across
Yeah.
the street,
Yeah.
waking up because the hen is, So for me, it was so always fascinating. And I always said, you know what? I want this picture with me all the time, right? So I always would imagine it. And whenever I have a story, I want to bring that part of Venda to the story. So that is how I always bring a bit of Venda as well. And obviously now things are changing, things are modern. We've got fancier places as well. So I portray that part as well. And then when I take you to the villages, I'll take you to the villages and Venda. Yeah.
I like that. And you've also spoken greatly about how you've always been a writer, basically. You've always also known that this is what you want to do.
All my life.
Right? But
Yeah.
I was also fascinated by the fact that you say your dad was a voice actor, and that's one of the things that stimulated your interest in fiction, basically. How important was that for you, and how much of it propelled you to who you are today?
I think at that time it was more of, okay, let me paint a picture for you, for us. On Sundays when I was growing up, my dad would, every Sunday after church, he would come back with a newspaper Sunday Times. It used to have this portion, kiddies section. I think it was called Read Write.
Okay.
And then in that section, they've got kiddies activities, and you could cut papers and make a book and things like that. So he would give me that part of the paper, and then he would be reading the main paper. So that was our ritual. Like every Sunday I know Dad is coming back with a newspaper, and we're gonna sit, we're gonna bond. And then also because he was a voice actor, he would have scripts for him to rehearse. So he would also take a chance to rehearse. And then those scripts were pink. So they were so inviting.
Yeah. Like, what's
So
that
yeah.
color, buddy?
So whenever he put them down, I would kind of check, okay, what is it about, right? And then I would see, okay, it was written in Venda because the acting is in Venda as well. So then I would pick those scripts and I would read. And I would imagine those things happening, like I would imagine them in my head.
Yeah.
And then now, when I'm alone, I would kind of copy how to write like that, like, like dialogues.
Yeah.
I would copy to write dialogues. And this was probably when I was in grade 4, because I remember I also had a book from grade 4 where I wrote a dialogue between a boy and a girl. I don't know the way,
hopeless romantic.
And I'm come on. How old was I? Grade 4. I'm 10. I'm probably 9, somewhere there.
Yeah.
So I used to write dialogues between a boy and a girl, and then only when I was older, it became something that stuck with me. So I think that those activities that we used to do together, they kind of woken something in me. I did not know that I could write, but I would write.
Yeah.
Right. And then my dad passed away when I was very young. I was in grade 9. But I kept writing. But I kept writing. Even though Mom didn't understand, like, what are you doing? Why are you not studying? Because I would not study, but I would write, So I think it was me holding on to a piece of my dad, and then it was also me just doing what I know best at that time. I did not know. I had no idea I was going to be this big when I was older, but all I knew was to write.
Yeah. And you kept writing.
And I kept writing. And just recently, my brother just told me, hey, I found a book you had written a dialogue, it's a book. I think it was in grade 9, right? And then I write a story, and then a title of the story, and then I also wrote produced by Takalani.
Oh,
So, and that was how many years ago? I'm counting. It was like 22 years ago.
Jeez,
and look at us now,
this.
So well, maybe a bit of me knew where we were going. It's just a question of when and how, and how soon.
That's beautiful. So now fast forward to you actually writing, I'd say what it is now, your official book. But when you started on Facebook. You say that you were writing just a few chapters and you didn't even think people would be interested in your work. But you're like, let me put this out because one of your, like I said, colleagues in the industry or like mentor, Ututu of the Shomu series, that's how she started as well. Because I know it was quite a phenomenon around like 2015, 2016, those PDF novels and the Facebook stories. It was actually quite a thing. And that's where you come from as well. That's where you started. And when you started this, you didn't think that it would go off like this.
I didn't even imagine because, so I'm in varsity. Mom said, you are going to study finance because what are you talking about when you say you want to write for a living? Does it bring money? Who do you know? So I didn't know anyone. So for me, it was more of this thing, man, it keeps coming. I need to write, but I also need to find a job. I need to study finance. So I studied finance. I got a job in finance, and then I was stuck in finance. I'm still stuck in finance in a way, so I'm in finance.
But now
and
it's
then
by choice.
It's by choice, and also lifestyle. And but I was stuck in finance. And then one December, during the, usually we would go on vacation, and then later on we would go visit home with my husband and our son. At the time we only had one, now we've got three, so we didn't have a vacation that time. We're like, okay, we are not going on vacation, so I'm at work. Yeah. And then I used to read a lot of Facebook stories at that time, but I was scared because I'm like, no one has, anyone except my brother, one of my brothers, has read my work. So then I'm not sure how people will receive it.
Even good enough?
Right? Yeah. And then obviously the literature that we read, it was not contemporary, like in the same way that I write. Until I read Dudu's work, Hlomo the Wife. It was on PDF. I remember the time when I got it. So I read it, and I was confused. I'm like, is this a book or is it a diary? The way I think Hlomo the Wife was written in a way, it was more like a diary entry.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this a diary or is it a book? Because she writes like me. So it means if it's a book, then it means maybe I've got potential, right, to also publish. Because prior to that, obviously, publishers would be like, no, not good enough.
Yeah.
Try again later. So I never thought I would publish a book until I was fascinated about Dudu's work. And then now I start following. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's actually a book. All right. Now. Okay, yeah. I get a book. And then, there's this author. And she was so reachable because when I think I called her once. Okay, no, prior to that, I followed her on Facebook, and then she was hosting a workshop for writers and then self-publishing, because she was the I can't say the first person who self-published in South Africa, but she was one of the ones who made it big.
Yeah.
She was one of the few, and then she made it big, and then it's doable, this thing. So then she was hosting a workshop for self-publishers. Come, let me show you how these things are done, how to get your book in the bookstore. So I attended her workshop. And then she would say, no, write, guys, just write. All you do is write. And then I'm like, when I went home in December, we were bored. I was bored. It was same routine, work, come back home, there's nothing to do. Go to work, come back, there's nothing to do. So then I started writing, and then I'm like, okay, let me open a Facebook page and see how it goes. And then I open a Facebook page. I start writing first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. By the time I got to the maybe fourth or fifth chapter, I wake up. No, actually, I was in Bloemfontein. We were visiting my husband's uncle. And then my phone is pinging, like, it's like notifications. And I'm like, what's going on? Yeah. No, get my trending. What's going on? Yeah. When I checked, I see people are following my page.
They found your work.
And I'm like, okay, who are these people?
Yeah.
And then now I want to see what's going on. Then I'm starting to follow where everyone is coming from. And then I saw that someone went to... back then, Hlomo, the wife, used to have a huge Facebook page. So I think someone said, guys, if you like to read, let's go. There's a new kid at the block. We are reading there. We're on chapter 5 or whatever. So everyone came from Hlomo, the wife's page, and then they come to Stories by Takalani M. And then now we start, now we're starting. Now I need to write every day because people are here. We're like, okay, when's the next chapter? Then I'm writing every day until I got to when people are starting to ask, Takalani, where can I buy your book? Because I can't find it anywhere. And I'm like, okay, guys, it is not a book. It is. I'm writing it on Facebook.
It's probably word of mouth. We're like, have you read this book? Have you read this book?
Exactly.
It's actually not a book. Or maybe some people are just like, this chapter thing is not working for me.
Yeah. I just can't wait
to read the whole thing. Where can I get it? Yes. And then that's when it sparked. I actually should just turn it into a book.
Exactly, and that's how I started.
That's beautiful.
Just like that.
Yeah. Tell me about the process. That process of now I'm actually writing a book and I'm publishing it. For somebody that is now you are basically Dudu. There's another Takalani, right? You've made it. Then there's this one that wants to get to your level. How do they do that? They have passion for writing. They want to write books. But where do I start? And also, may I just also add that I'm not sure if this is still happening, right? Like I said, back then it was a phenomenon, but I'm not sure if people are still writing for online audience. So I just want you to also, in that answer, emphasize how important is an online audience, because for you, those are the people that carried you into actually, being published, just to create that audience. And and also that's where you also learn, because you are able to get feedback, you are able to get engagement. So how important is it in the mix of also trying to get to being an established author?
No, that's true, because obviously you need to have a community, because obviously when you have a book, who are you going to sell it to?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows you. Who are you? Who's Takalani M, back then. But because I came with people who were waiting to buy the book,
You had an audience already.
I had audience already. So when you go to the managers at the bookstores and say, hey, stock up my book, they know, okay, the book is going to sell out. So writing now, as you are building your writing career, I think it is important, because you are building a community there, and those people will carry you. For 10 years, I know some of the names I know, because I'm like, ooh, they comment on my things, they comment on my work. When I've got events, they're there. So it's like more of building a community, because at the end of the day, you need the buyer. Yes. And then when you are new, you really have to do your marketing. I don't know, like you need to do magic with marketing to get new buyers to just walk in the bookstore and buy your book. So online would help you build that community, that now when you have a book, when it's ready, you can just say, guys, please go to the bookstores, buy my book, or talk about my book. And then now it spreads out to others who are not following you.
So would you say then now, would you advise somebody to start the way that you started, where you were writing basically for free and for lack of a better word, to showcase your work? Is that something that you advise, or is it possible to just, I'm a nobody and I just start writing and I sell my book?
It is possible for you to just write, but then do your marketing. Then you're going to have to market your book, all right? Unless you have a publisher, like a traditional publisher. Okay, you ask of the processes, right? So there are two options, like here, where it's either you get a traditional publisher who is going to do everything for you. All you need to do is to just write a book. And then when you're done writing the book, you say, okay, publisher, I've got a book.
How do I get a hold of these
Well,
publishers?
you can reach out on the websites. Sometimes they do open
Who are
for
some of them?
submission.
Maybe if you can
Maybe Penn Macmillan. We've got your Penguin. We've got your West Park. We've got your Jonathan Balls. So your traditional
Reach out
publisher,
to
like
these people.
who are they? So usually they will open a call and say, okay, we are looking for a romance writer. So if you have a manuscript, this is what you need to follow to submit your manuscript. And then if we're interested in the manuscript, we will contact you. Or you can just knock on people's doors and then just ask, are you looking for a manuscript? I've got this book. This is what it is about. All right. And then then the publisher would take your manuscript and then they would do everything for you, which is very expensive to publish a book. So they will do everything for you, and then they will give you your royalties. They will say, okay, we are starting with, I don't know now what the starting point will be. We're going to give you 10% royalties for your manuscript. So you don't do anything. All you do is write, and then you're going to get royalties. So then
You don't
at
wanna deal with
least
the admin.
exactly, so you're sorted. Then they will do the marketing for you. They will put you out there, right? So that it's easier for marketing and to reach a lot of audience if you have like a traditional publisher with you. And then the other option will be to self-publish, where you are now saying, okay, I'm going to fund the whole project. So which means I'm going to get a cover designer, I'm going to get the editor, I'm going to get a proofreader, I'm going to get a distributor who's going to get my books to the bookstores, and then marketing, I'm going to put
do
money
it
into the
myself.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you've got that muscle, then you can go for it. It will work out because now you fund the project. If the project is 100,000 to do whatever, then you're gonna get it back because it is yours. But then now you're gonna have to do the work. So you need to market. So that is where now the online presence. You must also be online. You must be present. People must know who you are. And then so when you have a community, it's easier. It's easier to have a community who's gonna be ready to buy, like buyers are ready for you, because you might spend a lot of money only to find out that maybe it's your family who would like to read the book. So it is those you weigh those
your options.
yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. And you choose what
You
works
choose
for
what
you.
works for you, because obviously royalties are not going to be that much, but then you didn't pay anything.
Correct.
And then you've got a team who's working for you, and then on the other side you're going to spend whatever. But now it's easier because you've got like your hybrid publishing companies who are there to assist you, like your urban publishing. They're there, they know, okay, we can give you a package to design your cover and do everything for you, whatever. So if you've got the funds, it's possible, it's doable, but then at the end of the day you need to do the marketing. So you are your own business actually. Yes.
And I think what I'm picking up from what you say, ultimately, do your research. Keep your ear on the ground. You're gonna need to actually get the information, see what works for you, what is it that you're comfortable with, what is it that you're not comfortable with. But ultimately, do your research. Keep your ear on the ground.
Exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So with the book that got you here, The Royal Mistress, what inspired that?
Oh, the Royal Mistress. Oh, my first baby. It was more of where I come from, Venda. Like we have so many royalties, like your royal families are many.
It's
you
like in
would,
Nigeria,
like everyone is from a royal family. So I was always asking myself, okay, how do they live? And then when I get to know how they live, and I was so fascinated, like, okay, so this is how they do things. They've got different ways of doing things compared to us. So I was more fascinated about how they live, and then that is what I knew. And
Were you
then
in close proximity with royalty, or did you just do research from like a distance?
I did the research. Yeah, like I would know. Okay,
Your
that one is
cousin is
from
not
that.
from
No,
royalty.
I'm not even royalty. I don't even have royal blood. No, I do not.
Okay, so you did your own
but then
research.
I would ask. Yes, I would ask around when I go to my aunt. I will ask her. Okay, so this is how they do things and whatnot. And then you did say in the beginning that I created my own fiction place, like Tabakuru, because I'm like, okay, I might, because you would realize that, okay, royal families do things differently. And then now I don't want to say something and then maybe offend anyone. So to be in a safer side, I'm just going to create a whole Tabakuru, which is famous now, but it's fictional, where everything happens there, and then I can have my own rules.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how somebody knows that a novel is a fiction or something that is playing on television is fiction, but they actually take that as truth.
Yeah.
You'd be
And
surprised.
I do have I used to have old people who will come and say, how did you know about this? I'm like, no, it's a story. And they're like, no, you are writing about my life. I'm like, no, actually no, it is just a fiction that I created. And they're like, you painted it so well that this is, I saw myself in this thing. So yeah, but Tabakuru is fictional.
So speaking of people seeing themselves in some of the characters that you've created, you spoke about, I think there was an interview where you mentioned that of all the characters that you've created, well, that was then, I don't know, you correct me if from then to now if it has changed, but you identify most with Rhea from the Royal Mistress. Why is that?
I think she has a piece of me. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
In what sense?
I think her traits I see myself when I read. I'm like, it's more Kanda, yeah. I think of all the characters, I think I lean towards Ria more than all the other characters. But I think it's because of my first book now. All I know, I'm putting it everything all I know. But when it comes to Umula, I intentionally made him the way he was because Mula he's a good chief, but he's soft. He's not hardcore. He's not I will,
Typical.
yeah. So I just wanted to portray a different side of men compared to what I've been reading a lot at the time. Because I'm like, no, but I don't see my uncle here.
Yeah.
Where's my uncle? My uncle will never shoot anyone.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
my uncle has never held a gun on anyone's face. So where's the representation of men like him? You
Yeah.
know, or men that I know. My husband as well. I'm like, no, I don't know anyone who would break people's knees. Like, okay, so can I write about my people the way I see them? So Umula, I remember when I crafted him, I made it the way he was. It could have been frustrating for others to be like, oh, but this man is so soft, but he loves his wife. And then I'm like, but have your father ever held a gun? No. So I'm kind of representing those other men. So I remember with Mula, I was very intentional with that. And then with Rhea, it was more of what I know. And then because I do see her traits and I'm like, it looks
And would
a
you
bit like
say
me.
you bring certain references that are real life into your stories? And I'm going back to what you mentioned about when you read the Hlomu series. You're like, is it Dudu that is writing about her life, or
Yes.
is this
Yeah,
fictional?
fictional.
Which is pretty much possibly what some of us are thinking, also
Yes.
reading through your book, to say, is it Takalani? So and you've answered that you see parts of you in Ria, but is that also a thing that when it comes to your creative art, you bring certain elements of you? Because I also remember you mentioning that you also see Gundo with the
Tandega.
into
The
the
sun.
sun.
Yes.
You see him as your husband. It could be easily
Yeah,
be
yeah,
your
that one.
husband, right? So you draw those references.
Yeah.
And now also my thing is, do you how does that work for you? Do you sometimes see it as to your detriment, because maybe people, when they read about Ria, they see you. When they read about Gundo, they see your husband. And then now maybe even your family members are reading and they're like, Mara, is that not me, Takalani?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you bridge the two?
Yeah. No, I think I take bits of pieces from different people. Yeah. I like the way you look, so you are going to look like my character, but I like the way she speaks, so then I'm gonna bring
like
that.
a puzzle.
Yeah. The character, I'm gonna take the way she handles herself. I'm gonna take that one's career. I'm gonna take that one's traits. I'm gonna take So it's like building a whole person with different pieces of the people I know. I told my friends, now guys, you are all over. I take a piece of you and there and this and there, and then I put excess. So for me, when I do, like, I would, or sometimes it will be even strangers when I'm sitting eating, and then okay, this person impressed me. Yeah, then okay, when I get home, I give that person a life, and then I give them a plot, and then that's how it starts.
Creators never stop to create, and
like every
inspiration, you
day.
just get it from like anywhere.
Exactly.
Like you said, you could be just sitting doing something,
Yeah.
and you see something and you're like, I could write a whole
Yeah,
book
I'm
about
like,
that.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I'm gonna give her a life.
Yeah.
Then I give her a life and a family and everyone, and then that's where the
Correct.
book starts.
So you've written many books, and we spoke earlier that I think you are on your 8th one. And
Yes.
okay, so we are also going to talk about your projects that you are working on a little bit later. But would you say the Royal Mistress, the installments, would you say those are your most successful?
Yes, but it is because they are my first. So even when someone reads my book, the seventh book, now they go back to all the ones that I've ever written.
Let's see where
Yeah,
this
they fall
comes
in love
from.
with me from
Yeah.
the fifth book.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, no, I want to read everything by this author. Then they go back. So obviously the numbers for the Royal Mistress will be different from the other ones, which are newer. But I think my career started there. Yeah, they knew, people knew me from the beginning, and the beginning was the Royal Mistress. So when I say Takalani M, oh, the Royal Mistress, yeah, because I think because of that,
Yeah.
and also I see a lot of people be like, okay, I just read A Burning Desire. What else have you written? And then I will start, okay, you start from the beginning, and the beginning is the Royal Mistress.
And what made you keep going after the first book, The Royal Mistress, for you to keep going and actually have a trilogy, and at the end also have the aftermath to... Are you done with that installment, or do you think you're gonna...
It's sitting.
Shall we toy with it?
It's sitting. It is safe to say, okay, it is what it is.
Okay.
Or it is even safe to say, okay, let's see how, because the ending is where I can spark. It's the beginning of a new book. I can spark interest to say, no, actually, I want to see how they're gonna handle this whole situation.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I left it at a point where you're like, guys, this is why all these things have been happening.
Yeah.
So I'm on the safer side, and then I will see. Sometimes the book haunts me, and then I end up, just writing the book. So, but it's sitting at a safe spot right now.
And what made you keep going? What made you keep that story in particular going?
I think the depth of it, the royal family, the secrets, it was long to cover in one book. And then the more you open another door, then a can of worms is just, spilling over. So I think there was just a lot to cover. And then also for me not to rush. I wanted everyone to fall in love with the characters, hate them if you may, and then give you the experience with each book. But then when it went to I thought the third book would be the end, but then it also felt like no,
It's not the
you
end.
just stirred the pot now. So now, okay,
Keep
do the
going.
damage control.
Yeah.
So it's more like, I think the royal family is deep. Like everything that was happening there, the secrets, it was just a lot. So I think I just had to break the stories, and also I didn't want a series where you are only reading about Ria and Mula, because you're going to get tired. Come on, we know they love each other. We know they're not going to leave each other. So I'm like, okay, let me bring other characters as well. And then you find, people are falling in love with these new characters. Now they want to read more about them and more about Mula and so it was more of that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's like our little own Bridgerton.
It is. And then that's how I always say with my husband, I'm like, you know what? This is Bridgerton actually. It is.
I mean, speaking of Bridgerton, I think the Royal Mistress installment to me would be better fitted as an adaptation. I mean, you write beautiful books in general, and I noticed that you also actually do like installments. Usually your books are not standalones, but you have installments. But with the Royal Mistress, with its success and the way it's set up, it would be great for an adaptation, whether television series or a film. Is that something that you've thought about?
Oh, definitely. I think from the beginning of it, because I told you I have written 22 years ago, I said I'm a producer.
Yes.
So it is TV also, it's at the back of my head, right? But adaptation as well of the books, definitely. And from the beginning as well, everyone will ask me, so is this going to be a movie? And I'm like, yes, God willingly, yes, definitely. So yeah. And obviously we're always in talks with people, to make it happen. And I am confident that it is going to happen because it is brilliant.
Yeah.
Like The Royal Mistress I think is one of those shows that all families families must, sit down. It's time for the Royal Mistress,
Yeah,
So definitely.
Awesome. So now, usually when people look, people that read books, they're very finicky. Um, it's one of those. It's like touching an old song, and then when somebody samples it, it's like,
It's not the
you're ruining
one. It's
it.
not the one.
Yeah, like book readers, especially fiction. No,
Yes.
they're very,
Yeah.
sensitive about their art
Yes.
and what they're reading. So I'm wondering, are you one of those? Are you worried if it gets adapted that will it look the way I've imagined it? And I always talk to my guests when we're discussing art to say, which we also spoke about prior to the interview, to say, once you create something, you put it out there, it's out of your hands. But that doesn't mean you're not entitled to feel some type of way. So this is why even when maybe you can preempt, well, I might have intended this about this piece of art, but it was interpreted in a certain way. It's not always the case that you are accepting when it's interpreted differently from how you intended. So is that something that you've prepared yourself? How do you feel about possibly maybe it not looking the way you imagined? Yeah.
I think at this point, I know that even if the producers were like, okay, Takalani, we'll do it page by page the way you want it. I feel like some readers will come and say, no, it is not the right way, because how we picture things when we read, we picture it in our own different ways.
Correct.
So my Ria doesn't look like your Ria. So when I do my covers, actually, I'm like, okay, this is my Ria. You can have your own, So I know, because I'm also a reader as well. And then I've seen with adaptation, like the adaptation will never match the book, right? So because of that, I'm kind of prepared also with my work to say, okay, TV and writing is different. If with writing, if we're saying she went to the car, like you must explain how she's walking to the car, what does she do on her way to the car, or whatever. And then with TV, all you see is the person just going to the car, So at this point, with my experience, I've got to a point where I've learned that these two worlds are different. And then the only way to bridge the two worlds would be for me to be part of, also asked to be part of the production. I wish to work with the production team to say, okay, guys, okay, I understand this is how you say it, but can we also, do it in this way? So it's more of, I think it is just how things are. Yeah, but I think being part of the team would curb those worries.
Yeah, that's a good approach to it.
Yeah.
For me, one of the best adaptations that I've watched, where I read the book first and I was like, oh, brilliant book, and then I saw the film, I was like, oh, okay, no, I'm happy with this. It was the Great Gatsby. To me, it was adapted so beautifully, and I didn't have many complaints except for just a few characters, but I felt like they actually
got it. Right.
I feel like they actually got it. So I'm interested in knowing, for you, what are some of those books that you've read and you're like, brilliant, and then you've seen adaptations like, okay, no, cool, I can work with that.
I'm trying to think of the titles.
It means there isn't many that have impressed you.
Yeah. And also, I'm one of those, like, with names, I'm bad with names.
Okay.
Like, I would, oh my God, I forgot. Oh, like, okay, I just read this book. I loved the book,
okay,
but I forgot the title. Yeah, so I'm not even offended when someone was like, oh, what's the name of your book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I also do that.
Yeah.
Because I read a lot. And then, okay, now we're moving on. Let's move on to another one. So I'm trying to think, and it will take us the whole the whole
but
time.
You do have.
Yeah, they are there. The one that I was, okay, it wasn't too different. You know, the one by Colin Hoover.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It was because I read that it ends with us.
It ends with us.
Okay.
I think they did it well. It is just that I think
The
for some
controversy
reason,
sort of kinda
exactly, yeah,
fielded.
yes,
Yeah,
I think so.
it
Then people,
clouded. Yeah.
exactly, because I read the book and then when I watched it, I'm like, okay, no, actually, they got it right. But obviously, Colin Hoover is Colin Hoover. Yeah,
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 yeah. No, that makes sense. I can see that as
yeah.
well. Yeah, you're right. The controversy sort of
We'll
kind
be
of did a
like,
number
okay,
on
yeah,
that
but
one.
I think they did because I read the book, I loved it, and then some of the things I picked up when people were mentioning them, I'm like, okay, maybe because of it, I'm a writer, I'm like, okay, she didn't mean, she meant well,
Yeah.
but yeah, but then I got to pick what people were saying after when they mentioned it, and then when the movie came out, oh Lord. Oh Lord,
A
people
can
were
of
over her
worms.
already.
That was
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
So we know that you also are in finance, right? You're actually like my first guest that my guests do multiple things, but they do multiple things in art. But you do art in the form of writing, but also finance, right?
Yes.
What is art to you? I mean, you've always done art from since you were young, like we spoken, right? So this is a familiar territory for you, especially even with your father. You get it from there, right? So what is it? How would you define it?
I think maybe a, an opportunity for me to express my emotions through my creativity. Yeah, I can put it like that. Because storytelling is not just storytelling. There's depth in it. So I tell the emotions, I paint for you to see. That is why whenever you turn the page, you see whatever that's happening on the page in your head. So it's more of me bleeding on the papers just to bring healing to someone else.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And what other types of art do you engage with? Like, what do you listen to? What other books are you reading, for instance?
I actually joined, we were talking about earlier about book clubs. I actually joined a book club because I was like, okay, I cannot always read romance. Takalani, you cannot only read
Yeah,
romance,
yeah.
So I ended up joining a book club so that I can read whatever others are recommending. Because I've got a bookshelf there at home. I'm building a library, and
And by
it's
the way,
romance.
your bookshelf looks so good.
And yeah.
Like I've seen some of the interviews and it's just like, that's actually a dream. Now you saying that you are building a
I'm
library,
building
it
it.
means it's gonna be bigger than what we already
I
saw.
still have space.
Oh my
you
gosh,
know, and my
yeah.
husband doesn't understand when I have to buy books. We are building,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always reading romance, and then for that, I decided to join a book club last year, Jan, to just to get out of my shell because we cannot always read romance. I don't listen too much to music.
Okay.
Because I'll say this because when I write, I would have one song and have it on repeat. I wanted to loop like all the time so that I don't have to concentrate. I just have
The specific song is one of those
not really
elevator kind of music.
I don't know. It's mostly fast song, fast pacing. Because
you can concentrate with that.
Yeah, I
Oh my
want fast
gosh.
pacing because my fingers have to match my mind.
Also, wait, when you write your manuscripts, you type them. You don't actually have pen and paper.
Only if I always have my diary with me if I'm like every day, so that if let's say I'm in a coffee shop and then I have an idea, then I can jot it down. But then still we need to take it back to the manuscript. But mostly I'm on the computer, and then I'm fast. So then if I'm slow, it will also disturb my pace. However, if I have a character who loves a certain musician, then I will have to listen to a lot of that musician.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that I can tune into their emotions and then what I have to paint their love for that artist. But normally myself, I hardly listen to music. I love Afrobeats. There's Niger Afrobeats because it's fast. Like it's I need something
like those
fast.
fast
I
things,
need fast because we're typing here. We're typing. So I need fast, and then Amapiano is too loud for me. R&B is too soft.
Oh my
so I need
gosh.
fast.
So Afrobeat does it.
So Afrobeat does it. So if I'm listening to something, I'm listening to an audiobook, and then it ends up to be a romance, So I'm trying to think other arts. I used to love a lot movies. I love movies. I remember when I was in varsity, we had Starland in Pretoria, and then students would have price. At that time, I think it was 12 rand a movie, so which means half price is 6 rand.
Oh my gosh.
If I'm not studying on that day, I would go. Morning, I'll probably watch 3 movies. I watch in the morning, I see what comes after the other, and then so I enjoy movies.
So I'm sure it would be easy to name one of your favorite movies because there's so many romantic movies out there.
What's that movie? The name is the problem. Remember that it's is it that it's an adaptation?
Okay.
But I haven't read the book. No,
Not
but
the
that guy, the girl who was looking for a job, and then she went to something before me. Me before you.
Oh yes.
Me before you.
Is it with Amandla Stenberg?
No, it's not. I don't think it's Amandla. Me before you. That guy is
oh no, but
wheelchair.
doesn't also have different installments as well?
No,
It doesn't?
no. Because I've been searching for the next movie.
Okay.
so
Okay,
no.
but those are-
I think it's Jojo Moyes.
okay.
Me Before You.
You love it.
I can watch it today. I will cry the same tears I
my
cried the first day I watched it.
It's like you watching it for the first time.
Like every time that so I don't know why I haven't read the book, but I think maybe I don't want to take out that my imagination after watching the movie.
Yeah.
That is my all-time favorite romance movie. I can watch it any day, anytime, and I would cry. I will ugly cry the same way I cried the first time I watched it.
That's how beautiful it is.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
So beautiful.
And in terms of because we are looking at possibly having an adaptation for the Royal Mistress, some of the South African television or films that you watch, is there something that you resonate with in the South African space?
Umjolo. I don't know if you last year there was Umjolo installments as well.
Okay.
I forgot the subtitles, but then it's an Umjolo series.
Okay.
I fell in love with it.
Is it?
I fell in love with it because I saw my work, like it's kinda related to my work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget the name of a series that I watched, Sugarcane, something. But then I learned it was a remake from international film.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so it was not really South Africa.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking forward to your this Christmas I forgot what day.
Oh, is it your Christmas?
No, it's not your
Netflix?
Christmas.
No?
Your there's your Christmas.
Yes.
And now is your bestie.
Your bestie.
Yeah,
yes.
and then the other one. What's the other one? With Tando Tabete?
Is it the one that has to do with
How to Ruin
Lobola?
Christmas.
Oh,
Yes, How to Ruin Christmas. Yes, How to Ruin
Christmas.
Christmas. And then they've
Okay.
got Sub.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Those are my kind because of my books as well. So I see how the characters would be from one
Yes.
production to the other and things
yeah.
like that. Yeah. So I think I'm more leaning towards that. But Umjolo was my favorite. I remember I told the producers, like, okay guys, this is I loved it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So just taking it back to adaptations, I'm gonna wrap this theme up, right? How important for you is representation? Because when it your books, like I said, a lot of them are set in Venda, right? And you are giving us the Venda experience. If it were to be adapted, right? How important, and just even if we're not talking adaptation, just in general, how important is representation? Because when we speak about the Venda people, there's a lot of marginalized groups in South Africa, and when it comes to representation, the Venda speaking people are under that category of
Yes.
underrepresentation. And I think when it comes to entertainment, television, film, and entertainment, we haven't had something as significant as Mubango. Even with Mubango, at some point it became a little bit
Yeah.
diluted, right?
Yes.
How important is it for you as a vendor person, as a vendor speaking person, is representation?
Yeah, I know it is. It is very important. That's why I do it with my books. And I think whenever I try to think of a book and then I don't bring vendors, I'm like, matter why, you know?
And it's not authentic to you, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I try, obviously, because I'm not only writing for vendor people, but I just want everyone to know how we live, about my people, you know. I'm like, hey guys, we're here, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I do try. I'm gonna be one of those artists who try to hold our culture, you know,
I like
just
that.
for everyone to don't forget us.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
we
we still,
here.
yeah, we here,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
yeah.
So it's very important for me. But sometimes obviously in my other books I would, okay, maybe not station it in vendor, put it somewhere else, and then because obviously I'm a creative, I can build on anything through my research and things like that. But at the end of the day, we always go back.
Yeah,
You know,
go back
we
from
always
where
go
you
back.
came
Yeah,
from.
so
Yeah.
representation is very important for me.
I like that.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is in the cards for you? When we spoke before the interview, you did say that you were in the middle of finishing a few books. I don't know if you finished, it's the admin that's left, or you mean finished writing, then you're gonna get into the admin.
I'm waiting for the books for me to dispatch. So printing,
so
yeah.
it's
So
done,
it's done.
done.
It's done. But whoo, because of the 3 kids, of the finance job, you know,
Yeah, you have a lot on your
I'm not
plate.
that youngster, you
Oh,
know,
man, yeah.
who used to be sharp at all times. But there was just a slight delay, and then now I'm all good. Yeah, it's 2 books, right? And then because I wrote them on Facebook actually.
Oh, is it?
And then I had a lot of people like, no, 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 no. We need hard
When was
copies.
this?
That was probably these past 3 years
Okay.
going back, because I
So
only
people
released
do know
after.
what to
So
expect.
others do, because I do have readers who are stuck. They're sitting there on Facebook waiting for me to write, and then once we're done, then they're gonna buy the books. Then I've got people who cannot for the life of them wait for me to write.
Yeah.
So then they wait. So I've got 2 people to cater for.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 books that are coming out now, and then 2 are gonna follow after. Then I've got another one, a standalone, that is gonna come out later in the year as well. Yeah. So we're working.
I like
We're
that.
working. Yeah.
Are you
We
able
might
to
not be
elaborate on just a little bit, one of them, that
Okay.
what is the title? What is it about?
Okay.
Especially maybe the
So,
standalone.
okay, even all of them. So the 4, which is 2 now, and then 2 is gonna follow. So they are part of a Heart series. It's called the Heart series.
Okay.
The first one is Heart of Gold.
Okay.
Then the second one is Heart of Steel. The third one is When the Heart Knows, and then the fourth one is Whispers of the Heart.
Oh.
So that's a series.
Okay, not me thinking that it would have stemmed from, is it Wounded Spirits?
Wounded Hearts.
Yeah,
Wounded Hearts.
Wounded Hearts,
Yeah.
because of the heart.
The heart. No, it just
has nothing to
happened.
do
It
with
has
it.
nothing to do with that
Okay,
one.
so
That
this
one
is
is
a
part of.
new-
That one is part of After Dawn. Yeah, it's a new.
So you're not
series
continuing
altogether.
from there.
No,
So this is new.
It's
Okay.
a new series altogether.
Okay.
Yes, and then the standalone is called
Are you able
Divine
to tell us, or are you
Arrangements.
saying
No. I was trying
should
to
I
think
not?
of the
Oh,
name.
okay. What is it
Me and
about?
names. Divine Arrangements. Let me try.
okay.
Yeah, it's called Divine Arrangements. Let me try not to give too much, because whenever someone asks me what is your book about, I find readers explain better than me, and then when I have to do it, I give away the plot.
Okay.
You know, but it is. This one is mostly based in Venda. It is a chef called Rendani, and then she falls in love with a business tycoon called Pumorani. And then when they are in their relationship, everything is rosy, her business is booming, all is well. She learned that her parents actually put her business, a very successful business, as a surety to their company, which was drowning. And then for them to for that not to happen, for she must marry, there's an arranged marriage with another
Go
man.
again.
So now I wanna that's umjolo complications and stuff, and yeah.
Oh no, you
Simone.
definitely have a DNA. Like there's an actual DNA of Takalani,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
must be there.
and we can
It
see
must
it
be there. It's
in the coming
coming.
projects.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's more like that. So we unpack their story like so beautiful. It's I think I portrayed it. I think it is gonna be one of my best work. I think I'm gonna pull you away from the Royal Mistress. It's kind of, yeah, I think it was actually a difficult book to write because the chef, and now I must be a chef. Now I must know how to
Yeah,
cook.
you
You
must
know,
know
I
and
must know how
the
to do these
recipes
things
and know all of these things.
and paint it out. So I
Yeah.
think it was my most hardest book to write. So
Really.
I'm super proud and I'm excited. Yeah.
We are also excited.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, right? Because you write so much, again, prior to this interview started, I was talking to you about how it doesn't seem like you have a lot of time in between your books, right? And which is a good thing, because when you have the creative juices, you must use them
Yes.
before you even get a creator's block, a writer's
Yes.
block, right? What is the writing process for you, especially now as a mother of 3? You did say that it was a little bit easier when you were a mother of 1, but now 2 added family members. How do you do it? How does the writing process look for you? Do you write at midnight? Do you go lock yourself away? When do you even find the time? Because also you have a day job.
Yeah, you just have to make it work. I remember the other time I was checking my phone for my health stats, and then it says for the average hours that you've slept, like the average hours that you sleep in this past week were like 4 hours. I think 3 to 4 hours
In a week?
In like no, like this week, this maybe last week.
Yeah.
I've been sleeping an average of 3 hours. Like every day, every
my
night, I sleep like 3 hours. And then then I ask everyone, guys, when you say, because I want to lose weight, but then I must sleep for 8 hours. See, how do you guys sleep for Kanjani?
Yeah.
How do you sleep for 8 hours and still get everything done in a day? I don't understand, because with me, I have to start at work. I must come back when I get home. I need to go to gym. And then after that, we must come. There are kids.
No way.
And then there's homework and stuff like that. And then there's hubby. We need to bond. We need to have our time.
Yeah.
And then there's writing. So then how do you sleep for 7 hours? So I don't understand, because I let everyone.
So you basically deprive yourself of sleep.
I wasn't aware until I saw the stats. And then I'm like, okay, we must do better, we must do better. But mostly it is because I would, or maybe my wife is confused, because maybe I would wake up maybe sometimes at 3 o'clock. I don't know, maybe it's confused. Maybe I'm thinking, because I'm like 3 hours, but okay. Or maybe it is not like, I don't think it's throughout the year. It is when I'm busy with something, with a project. Because my normal day would look like taking the kids to school at 6:30.
Okay.
They have to be at school before 7. So for me to make it to work before 8. So we leave the house at 7:30, and then I'm at work until 4:30. And then I'm stuck in traffic, and then I get home at 5:15.
Okay.
And then maybe put in an hour to walk.
Okay.
All right. So that's like
even
6:15. I have to try. I have to try. And then so it's 5:15. And then now when they're back, we're like trying to, okay, who has homework? Who hasn't done homework? And then so that's like until 7. Okay, we're eating. And then okay, the kids are getting ready to sleep. They sleep. I try to make them sleep at 8. And then I've got probably an hour with my husband just watching TV. And then it's either
it's
he's
you time
working
after.
because he also owns his own businesses. So he's working and then I'm writing.
Okay.
If not, then he can go sleep. I'm writing, and then I will see him when I go to bed.
So
and
it
things
is
like
usually
that.
at
So
night.
usually at night when the kids sleep. If not, then we're gonna go sleep, and then which means I'm gonna have to wake up somewhere around 3 for me to have like 3 hours or 2 hours before we start getting ready for school. And the cycle goes, but then it only gets busier with the projects if I've got a project to get out, and then it gets quieter when I'm not writing.
Oh,
So I
that's not
think
even
because of
long,
the past,
though.
yeah,
I mean, your
Yeah.
quiet is not even that
it's
long.
not very quiet, ne? Yeah, no, but I think that's how it has been, and because of. You see, I said 2 books are going to be out. So the process we started last year. Also, another 2 books are coming. So I started last year as well. And then last year I was writing the book that is coming out in July. So I think this past year I've been working. And then now after this,
You
I think
might
I'm
just
going to
take a break and
take a break and
relax.
then rest. And then I come back next time. And then, see.
Phew.
I think sacrifices.
Phew.
Sacrifices, really.
Yeah.
And then also, I've realized that when it comes to my writing, I would actually have to sleep because, there's work.
Yeah.
But it's passion, and then it's easy.
Yeah.
Like it flows.
Yeah.
Like I don't get stuck. I can
Jeez.
stuck with my work, but I don't get stuck with the writing.
I
I don't get stuck with the writing. So
Yeah.
it doesn't even, I don't even feel it.
Yeah,
You know, it's just that I have to find the balance between my family and my husband and the kids and stuff like that. Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
all right. Look, before we wrap up, because our time is up, but before we wrap up, right, always do this to my guests. And I'm sure you've had this question asked, but I'm interested, and I'm sure my viewers would be interested. Let's take the Royal Mistress as a case study. And it gets adapted, right? Either into a film, a television series, it doesn't matter. Who do you see playing Ria and Mula?
I think, I don't know if me and names. I think it's Rendani Mugobani. Is that a name, or was it a character in one of the
Mugobani.
Rendani Mugobani? I think
not sure.
Mugobani or Mugobani.
Okay, where
there's
did they
this.
play?
She once played a movie
Okay.
where I don't know if her dad was a mechanic, and then she had a car that she was also fixing
Okay.
all the time. She also played in Mubango, I think. I can't recall where else she has played.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I can't even take out a picture and show you. But
It's
yeah.
fine. We will.
You'll see,
search.
right?
Yeah.
And then Umula, maybe Musina. I forgot his name, his first name, but I think his surname is Musina. And then I think he also played on Mubango as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I kind of see, I kind of see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Those would be
yeah.
the two people.
Yeah, I think they can wing
They can
it.
portray these
Yeah, I
characters
think
very
so.
well.
I
All
think
right.
so.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I know you also have some of your books as ebook versions, right? On Amazon. But also audiobooks are a thing now. And I know you haven't dabbled in that just yet, but you do have interest of doing that, right? If anybody were to narrate your books, who would it be? And also, can I just add that your dad would have been so great.
Man.
Your dad would have been so great because who better?
Yeah, but when it gets to those other scenes when people are in the bedroom, no. I wouldn't know how to react.
That is just fiction.
Dad,
It's just
dad
fiction.
reading that. Then no.
So you wouldn't have been on the cards if he was still alive. You wouldn't even consider him.
So. I'd be so shy.
No, Takalani, I feel like he would hold a grudge against you.
Oh my gosh.
You'd have to now write a book that he can.
Yeah. Okay, then I definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, but
yeah. Okay, I don't know voice actors, ne? And
But
then I'm also
anyone, it
looking
doesn't have
for,
to be a voice actor.
the thing is, I'm looking for someone who can read, because I also write in
Venda.
Vernac as well. So I don't want them to butcher the Vernac when they
Yes,
read.
correct.
But the voice, oh, I'm bad with names. I'm bad with names. But I would say anyone who would be able to read Vernac, because I do
be
not send the
competent with the language.
macheroni,
Yeah.
send the macheroni, as simple as that. Yeah,
Is
and
that,
then
you don't think
yeah,
there are a lot of
please,
nuances
the
to
same way
it,
that
yeah.
we learn other languages,
Yeah.
must be the same way that
Yeah.
we learn
Like for
Tshivenda as
instance,
well.
there's a newsreader on Metro FM, right? To me, I used to always read Pala Pala as Pala
Pala
Pala.
pala,
Just the
yes,
Pala Pala, right?
yes.
But she's Venda, and she would say it with that
Pala pala, yeah, pala
yeah.
pala.
And I was like, oh my gosh, and it makes sense because of where the place is. But when
Yes.
you're reading it, you're just
La
saying
pala,
Pala Pala.
yes, no,
But
it's
those nuances
the
make so
way
much
we,
sense,
yeah.
so that when you get somebody that's gonna read, they're not just gonna say Pala Pala. They'll say it with
Pala
that
pala.
roll.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah. So if
makes
you can
sense.
get someone like that, I know there's Sia, the voice actor. There's this guy. I once told Ayanda Kawa, I'm like, ooh, if you can get Sia to read one of the book, I think it was Damned or something. I forgot which book I was reading. Like, yeah, okay, this one
That's
would
the
have,
guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he has a nice voice, and then I think he can also, because when you read with audiobooks, you would want
Tonations,
yeah,
tone,
exactly,
you
yeah,
know?
the
Yeah,
tone.
you're not just gonna just read as if it's
Read as if
flat.
like it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So with him, I think he
knows how to do
he knows how
that.
to do it. Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Last question. I don't think I'm not sure if there's such a thing as co-authoring a book, but I mean, this is us just imagining our world because we're in a world of fiction. So it's us imagining a world where if you had to write a book, who would you co-author
The
with?
book with.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. I think, is it only local?
No, you can go all
Maybe
out.
Kennedy Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is that?
No, I love how she writes, and then I love her books, and yeah, I think if she was local, I would, yeah, people would rank it the same vibes
They
as
resonate with each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think Kennedy Ryan,
Okay.
yeah, and then here at home, maybe I'm trying to think. Wusisekile Khumalo. She also writes contemporary.
Yeah.
Hers is a bit poetic in a way, but contemporary as well. And then she also writes my kind of fiction. So I think we can, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We have come to the end of our interview.
This was fun.
That was very fast as well.
Exactly.
I wish we had more time, but look, you have more books that you've written. You have more installments coming. So, I mean, this is home. You're always welcome.
Oh,
We're
thank you
always
so
welcome
much.
to also just like, even if it's not like a full length interview, but talk about your books.
Oh,
you
cool.
know.
Oh,
So,
thank you so much.
We can't wait for what you have in
you.
store. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Do you have anything to say to your viewers, your audience that read your books?
No, just thank you, man. Thank you for holding my hand. Thank you for believing in me. Because I needed someone to buy my work for me to know that I am that good. So for them to come back all these years, for 10 years, coming back for more, asking for more. So thank you so much for the support, and thank you for holding me. And yeah, cheers to many books.
Oh, cheers.
Many more books.
Cheers to you as well,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Thank you for contributing to the arts, and thank you for representing a group of people that are underrepresented. Thank you for staying authentic to yourself as well. It's very important, even for people that are outside of the people that you're representing. It's always important to also just like take a step back and be like, yes, it's needed. Representation matters. There's a 9-year-old, that wrote somewhere that said, I'm gonna be a
Yeah,
producer. There's another you
exactly.
that said, I want to do this. And their vendor speaking, they want to see people like you doing
Yeah.
what you are doing. So thank you for your
Oh,
contribution.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, well, that's where we end it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Engage, like, comment. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.